Well, hello over there, everyone. It is still Monday, November the 1st in the year 2021. I do have some water in this cup. Okay, because I get a dry throat at times. Anyway, I want to talk on the dangers of 401ks. I was thinking about calling it the evils of 401ks, but I'm talking on the dangers of 401ks. Okay, because going back to the 1980s, I believe it was, 401ks, maybe late 70s, that's when 401ks started. And companies that started moving away from the pension system. The pension system, companies funded you for life with a pension. The 401k came out with the premise that was a supplement. It was designed for wealthy people as a supplement to their pension. But what happened was the government found out about it, I guess, and it wasn't just for wealthy people. They made it kind of like mainstream across the board for all Americans in most jobs and encouraged people to get it, and it replaced the pension. Now it's up to us as individuals to fund our 401k into the stock market normally, and we have to fund our retirement. The problem is, there's one big problem with this. Most Americans don't save enough money. And if they want a pension of, I should have done the mental math before, safe withdrawal rate, you have $1 million, 4% safe withdrawal rate, and that's approximate, is $40,000 a year. So if you want an income of $40,000 a year, you need to save up $1 million, okay? That's an accurate, more or less statement, but I'm not a financial planner, CPA, or an attorney, okay? So this is just me talking and rambling, okay? 4% safe withdrawal rate, more accurate figure could be 3.75 or maybe 5.25. Whoever you talk to will tell you something different, okay? I will go with 4%. So if you want $40,000 a year, you need $1 million. How many of you have $1 million in your 401k? Some of you do, maybe. Most of you probably don't, okay? So that's one problem with 401ks. But other problems are, and I'll tell you a problem that we just experienced. When you have a 401k, it's your money. You're putting your money into the account, okay? But the government puts rules on it. They say if you take the money out before you're age 59 and a half, you pay a 10% penalty. But it's your money. Why should you pay a 10% penalty? I know they say because they are trying to encourage everyone to save for retirement. But again, it's your money. So why are they charging us a penalty? Okay, that's one thing with 401ks. Another thing is you can't control what you invest in. Yes, you can a little bit. Like every 401k custodian will have choices of fund plans. And they're getting now into design plans. You want to retire in the year 2050, they will design a package for you, a mixture of stocks and bonds and types of stocks and this and that. But you cannot choose what to invest in, okay? That's another problem. Another problem is, as we found out, the missus has retired, left her job. We contacted her 401k custodian, which is Vanguard. Vanguard's one of the bigger companies, one of the better companies, okay? I told Vanguard, I said, my wife turns the age, not 59 and a half, there's a, I'm pretty blunt and I'll speak my mind. That's not the right way to say it, but you know, there's what's called, it's not commonly known, but it's the rule of 55. You do not hear this talked about in financial newsletters or magazines or websites, but it's the rule of 55. If someone has a 401k, they're told they have to work till they're 59 and a half to access that money. But you can leave at the age of 55. If you leave your employment at the age you're 55, once you're 55, you can be before 55, but once you're 55, you can withdraw money from the 401k without paying the 10% penalty, okay? It's the one exception, there might be more, but that's the one exception that you can be younger than 59 and a half and not pay that 10% penalty. You gotta be 55 years old and you can't be working for that company. You have to have been fired, quit, retired, whatever. So you got that. So anyway, that's the situation we're in, okay? Not just yet, but it's coming. So I called Vanguard and I said, hey, what's my option? I can't find it on the website. How do we transfer the money from the stock plan to cash? We just want to hold cash. And the lady was like, why? I told her about the Rule 55. She goes, I'm familiar with that. Yes, that is correct. Your spouse can withdraw the money once she's 55, you know, without paying that 10% penalty. And I was like, okay, so how do I save my money to cash? And she said, you can't. I was like, what do you mean you can't? I said, that's my money. I do not want in the stock market. I'm a stock investor. I work for a stock investing company. Stocks are too volatile. Money in the stock market should be for something for 3 to 5 years in the future. I'm looking at an earlier time period. I do not want the money in stocks. This is our money. Don't tell me we can't put it in cash. Sorry, sir, you can't put it in cash. We cannot hold it as cash. And I say, can I speak with a supervisor? Okay, sure. Supervisor, sir, you cannot hold it in cash. The best we can do is a short-term reserve fund that is minimal volatility, but it averages like 1 to 2% a year. And I was like, I want it in cash. And they're like, you can't. And I was like, well, why not? It's my wife's money. I'll just say it's my money. It's my money. Why not? And they said, because you can't. It's against the rules. I don't get it. Why is it against the rules? So anyway, moving on from that, 401ks, if that's your only retirement vehicle that you're investing in, you can do better, okay? What I will suggest, because I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA, I'm just mazske, is only put the amount of money in to get the cash match. If they match 3%, put in 3%. If they match 5%, put in 5%. Because by doing that match, you double your money, okay? So put enough in to get the match. Then start buying real estate once your money grows, because you can take a 401k loan from your plan once a year up to a maximum of 50% of your account balance to a maximum of $50,000, okay? When you take that loan out, you have to pay it back from your paycheck, or you can pay it back from just your bank account, okay? But when you make payments back, you pay back interest, a prime rate plus something, but you pay it back directly into your account, okay? You don't hear about this either. You hear about 401k withdrawals and people getting the 10% penalty. You can take a 401k loan out, you borrow the money from yourself, and you pay yourself interest back into your account, okay? Only reason I'm telling you this is that's the ideal way to use it to buy real estate. To do the BRRRR strategy, you buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. If you do it correctly and you know how to do it, you can borrow money from yourself, use it to fund or help fund a BRRRR strategy project, then refinance it, get the money, and pay back yourself so you can close out that loan. And if you're younger, you can do it every year up to a maximum of $50,000 or 50% of your account balance, as long as you keep paying it back, okay? So use the 401k to your advantage to buy real estate. My recommendation is do not save anything above that match into that 401k because you have no control over it. Do you trust the government? Do you? Okay, you have no control over it. All right, so there's better ways to do it. You have what's called a Roth IRA, and I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but you've all heard about it. A Roth IRA is a better bet. Also, just buying, if you have extra cash, just buying real estate with cash. You know, getting a bank mortgage, not a 401k. Just don't put the money in your 401k. Put it towards buying rental property. So for you, those of you out there that say, well, I've always been told to put money in my 401k. The government is, do you trust the government? I'll say that again. Do you trust the government with anything at all? So my personal thoughts and stories and what ramblings of myself are, don't put your extra money in your 401k. Put the money into an account to use as down payments on rental properties. Fund your own retirement. If you fund your own retirement, you can do much better than what your 401k will do for you. All right? The government has pulled the wool over our eyes with 401ks. Retirement is falling apart for the large majority of Americans, in part because they can't save and they can't live below their means, but in part because they're putting their faith in the 401k system. 401k system means you have to work to age 59 and a half to start getting money out, and unless you save like $1 million and some dollars, you're not going to get a lot of money, because can you live on $40,000 a year if you save up $1 million? And number two is, can you save up $1 million in your 401k? Okay, see what I'm saying? But if you start buying rental property, you start getting positive cash flow. And while you're young and you're working, you get one rental property, you have positive cash flow, you save up, you buy it, you get a second one, you get a third one, you get a fourth one, you get a fifth one, you get a sixth one, you get a seventh one, and so on and so on. And then you will be talking about how you were frightened off by a roof repair X number of years ago, but now you're writing a check to pay a roof, and sure, you don't like it, but, you know, and sure, you don't want to do it every month, but you can do it. You can pay your bills, okay? That's the beauty of investing, all right? Okay, does that make sense? Do you have a 401k? Do you have a thrift savings plan? Do you have a 457 plan? Do you have a Roth IRA? Okay, do you know what you're doing? If you're getting the plan through your company, through your job, study it, read about it, put comments on my video, ask questions. Even if I don't know the answer, someone else that's watching this video may know the answer and could answer your question. Okay? Alrighty. That's enough for today. Roofing guys will be back tomorrow to finish up. Fence guy will be here tomorrow and I'll sign the contract. And life goes on. Alright. You take care. Mazske is signing out.